You seem uncomfortable. Do I make you nervous, Corky?
No.
Thirsty, maybe.
Curious, maybe.
That's funny. I'm feeling a little bit curious myself.
Clouds and haze blasted to bits and shot out to sea, revealing tinny sunlight that zings and magnetizes like fine, bright podcasts, weightlessly burrowing into the matter of it all. The wind spirit leaves. Calm. Welcome to Pleasers
and Punishers,
where we talk about movies that people love to watch.
Movies that ruined your today, tomorrow, and yesterday.
And all things kinky and queer.
I'm Caitlin of the North.
And I'm May. My head is raining. Schultz. And we're once again joined by the illustrious, the effulgent, the magnificent Kayte Terry.
Yes.
Hello.
Welcome back,
Wow.
Kate.
Yes.
We missed you on the fly, so I'm glad you could join us for this. And what is this, Caitlin?
Well, today we're discussing Get Me Back to the Fucking City Where I Belong and There Is No Crime and I Can Be Safe, Part 2. In our third installment of Multimedia May, The Outwaters from 2022. Written, directed, produced, and edited by Robbie Banfitch. Starring...
He also did the sound design.
I know, I did the sound design as well. It was like, he's like starring Robbie Banfitch, Angela Basilis.
He does it all.
I know. Scott Schammel and Michelle May. Music by Salem Belladonna, though I know Robbie did a bunch of these songs as well.
Yeah, the soundtrack is relatively comprehensive for
Bangers.
Everything in the movie, and I have it on vinyl, and it's incredible. I have a completely ridiculous question. Are you ready? Would you rather go through a portal to hell in the middle of the desert or go to Burning Man with Rob Zombie?
I'm going to pick Burning Man.
Caitlin?
Well, I mean, my first instinct was, welcome to hell. I mean, they kind of both sound like hell to me.
Yeah.
Exactly. I thought this was going to be, a real Sophie's choice here.
Can you go in the back of his Dracula?
Of course.
Okay.
That's the only way to go.
Well, then I'm in.
I know, Sherry Moon Zombie going to be there? Because that might make me definitely say no. I'm getting no thank you. I don't want it anyway. I would rather die. How dramatic. With Rob Zombie.
This is so funny because your audio is delayed about a second and a half from your video right now.
Yeah, it's very strange.
It is. It's almost like we're having some sort of found footage glitch.
Yeah, what's going on? Are we entering a portal to hell?
And you know what I actually really like? That there aren't a lot of found footage glitches in this movie because some people over-rely on them. Sometimes when you over-rely on something, you gotta get into some role play.
Is that your bathing suit? Is that your overbite?
Now, one of you will be the drowning victim, and the other one gets to be our lifesaver.
I'll be the victim all your life.
I feel like that was a really good on-the-fly transition.
I'm sorry. You know what? I reacted silently,
so good.
which
It
is
was so
not
good.
something one does on a podcast.
Well, we're considering switching to video starting with season 2 because everyone's doing video podcasts these days.
It's
and if
true.
everyone else is doing it, why shouldn't we?
It's true.
Because we're all really hot. And that was, I think, what it came down to.
That's part of it.
We're hot. Our guests are hot.
All right. Since we're still in Multimedia May, this is a proper found footage film. Michelle August, Angela Bacuzzi, Scott Zagorak, and Robbie Zagorak, all around 30 years old, disappeared in August 2017, and a series of memory cards under camera were discovered in February 2022, the contents of which make up this film.
Yes.
In a series of pieces of footage, Robbie and his brother Scott celebrate the latter's birthday. Robbie films his friend Michelle recording vocals for her rendition of All the Pretty Little Horses, which, by the way, when she's performing it, incredible. When they play it back with the fucking auto-tune on her voice, that is literally the only thing I dislike about this movie.
It sucks. It sucked. It made me really mad.
Don't need it.
Because, I love that song because of Current 93 and Coil, because they both have renditions of it. It's a traditional American folk song. And Michelle actually singing it, oh, so good. When Robbie sings it a little bit later, so good. With that auto-tune, trash it.
Yeah, it
Put
sounded
it in the trash.
horrible.
When I first started watching this, I was so glad that I went back because I was kind of up and down and walking around. And when I saw that hanky, I thought we were doing hanky coat things. And when he was like, I've had this for a while. And then I went back, it's like, this was Dad's. And I went,
Never
I was
mind.
way off.
It's so funny because I was going to text a hanky joke when I was watching the movie. Okay. So Robbie also visits his mom for her birthday, his actual mother, Leslie Ann Banfitch, who is the star of his next movie, Tinsman Road, and is a delightful woman. And if you review Tinsman Road on Letterboxd and you say anything nice about her, she will like your review.
Oh, that's cute.
What a great
I liked
mom,
her
right?
in Tinsman. Yeah, I thought she was great.
Oh, she's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay. Robbie also catches up with his friend Ange
Queen.
to plan their trip to... Oh, yes. I love Ange. She's such a great character, and she's also so fucking beautiful.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. I love you, Ange. Marry me. So he and Ange plan their trip into the desert to film Michelle's music video, and all of this is punctuated by the occasional LA earthquake. The four adventurers, I'll call them, drive through the mountains, occasionally experiencing odd audio distortions on the camera. They stop off at a lake and eventually arrive in the desert where 5 donkeys block their path, to which Robbie says, "Rude," and I giggle.
At least it's not a whole bunch of elk like I've had happen before.
Oh my
That was
goodness.
terrifying. Just go, okay, this is an entire herd of elk. You're all going to do what you're going to do, and we can't go anywhere. Because this is a one-way road.
So you just had to wait?
Oh, yeah. Me as well, I'm like, wait, is it rutting season? Because holy fuck, if it's rutting season, we do have to just drive backwards. I am not fucking with some elk.
No.
I felt a lot of this real hard, even in the beginning. So.
Deeper into the landscape, they set up camp. Then Robbie sings with Michelle before checking out the dry lake bed, which is plagued by constant wind. Robbie films a blurred figure in the distance, then returns to the others to get footage of Michelle to use for stills. While Scott films, Robbie gets some Foley of bats and coyotes, and then a distant but distinct boom. In the night, the boom happens again and again and again, so everyone gets up to investigate. Thunder cracks, strange noises echo, and the air is charged with electricity as the booming continues, along with the howling of the coyotes. In the morning, Robbie says the air feels shimmery. Michelle wakes up crying about her mom, and Robbie tells Ange she's being a diva for wanting to leave.
Rog, she is correct.
4 out of 5 donkeys make a visit. Thank
8
you,
out of
thank
10
you.
cats.
And Michelle joins Robbie to retrace his steps toward the ball of light that appeared to make a rip in space in front of him last night. He discovers some kind of small hole in the rock face, and when he places his Foley microphone inside, it basically sounds like a Merzbow concert. So, droning, distortion, weird choral stuff, it's real creepy. And I just, as an aside, I met Robbie when he came to Chicago to screen Tinsman Road at the Music Box. He's a delightful human being. And he also told me that he edited and did all of the sound design and mixing for this in fucking iMovie.
I mean, the sound design is out of control in this.
Oh,
it is.
It's phenomenal.
I feel like if I'm noticing the sound design, I'm like, yes. This gurgling and the, like you said, just kind of the energy that's running through the whole thing is like, oh no, you're all in a bad place. There's doom coming. Doom.
The camera battery hasn't diminished at all. The moon is fully out during the daylight, and they go to the lake bed to start shooting the music video. We hear nothing but ominous droning, bubbling, and rhythmic pounding. That night, the booming sounds return, and Robbie calls out to the silhouette of a figure standing with a hatchet, who runs at Robbie and axes him in the head.
Bad.
Before we see a broken line of light appear to tear a hole in space.
Sorry, I was just like, oh my God.
Bad vibes.
Yeah, no, this is 100% when I was like, no. See, this is why I don't like to go camping. This is why I don't like to go to
Vibes bad.
Places that there aren't a lot of people around.
Yeah.
No.
It's funny because I just got back from Joshua Tree. And
That's kind of part of why I was so excited that you were joining us for this.
they're in like a way more scrubby, low desert. Joshua Tree's a little bit more like alive because of the trees.
It's a little more elevated.
No, it's not that. It's just like there's more green.
I meant
and,
like
Yeah.
elevation-wise. I was trying to be
I
a
thought you meant
smartass.
like
I'm
it's
so sorry.
It's bougie.
It's a bougie.
that,
I mean, it
that
can
was,
be.
That was the joking double entendre.
Yes.
I did not do that well. I am so
It's
sorry.
fine. Yeah, I mean, there's something to the desert. People talk about when you move to the desert, it changes you.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all have watched any of the Horror in the High Desert series. It's a series of faux documentaries about unexplained things, missing persons, etc. in a desert area. And I like the first one, second one's really good, third one's pretty good, and the fourth one was fantastic.
Wow,
and
okay.
I'm
That's
so
not usually how
excited.
things go.
Right?
Right?
You're
feel
learning
like
and getting better? Weird.
Yeah.
Dutch Marich, the filmmaker behind these, I feel like he's just getting better with each one, and I'm excited to see where he goes. But I hope he doesn't do too many because I want some fucking answers.
I definitely have seen the first one, but if I recall correctly, I was very stoned, so I am not sure if I remember almost anything about it, and we'll need to go back and rewatch. And I thought of that when I was doing some research for this as well. It's like, I need to rewatch the horror in the high deserts. The horrors in the high desert is what it's going to sound like if I
Horrors
just do
in
my
the
accent.
desert.
The horrors in the high desert.
Anyway, the only reason I brought that up was because of what you said, Kate, about living in the desert changing you. And that seems to be a through line from this and the Horror in the High Desert series.
Yeah.
Bakes your brain if you're not careful.
It's an inhospitable place, you know. It's a strange place to be a human. I love it. Sorry.
10 out of 10. Love the desert.
Honestly, love it. Can't wait to move there.
Everyone screams as they are seemingly attacked in the dark by the hatchet man. Robbie hides nearby while Michelle begs for her mommy and Ange begs for Robbie. He finds a blood-covered, distorted-voiced Ange as the booms continue, then runs away to hide. In the morning, he examines his bloody axe wound. He comes across bloody, eel-like creatures that shriek and also mimic the screams of his companions as the booming continues. He then finds a severed cock and a flashlight, separately, but in sequence.
I'm so glad that you put this in because I completely missed this on the first time around. So this is very important. I think I was so caught up on the either fleshless snake or just the flesh of the snake to be like, oh no, I hate this so much.
I don't know what they made those out of, but they
That
are
was a damn
horrifying.
good cock. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, no, the cock looked great
I
too.
did the
but like
snakies.
the creepy creature things.
Yeah.
Again, I think I was in that mindset of like, oh, remember that time when you and a bunch of other children, because I think we were like maybe 7, 8 years old, almost stepping right on that rattlesnake. This is where my head was.
Oh, no.
Like, got a little too close and it started, fuck off, not for me, no thank you. Again, take me back to Western Washington, where we have gardener snakes, and that's it.
Robbie returns to the blood-filled tent where Michelle is laying dead, and the booms get louder. As he stumbles around naked, we hear a worried voicemail from his mother and see more of the creatures. That night, along with the booming, comes a single, high-pitched whistle, and we again see the silhouette of the hatchet man. Then see him standing before Robbie, but he does not attack. Robbie finds the flashing orb of light and seems to enter whatever sort of portal it has created, through a spinning tunnel and submersion in red waters, or maybe blood, back out into the daytime desert where he vomits, degloves parts of himself, and presumably eats the flesh.
I love this, by the way. Just like even how this is shot, the makeup, the special effects. I really like how they cheat things when they do cheat things. I just thought this was all fucking brilliant.
Yep. Robbie and the donkeys, back to being 5 of them, bray at each other before he sees himself and his friends walking into the desert. He calls out to them, his voice echoing, but none answer. And past Robbie seems to hear, but cannot see his future self. In the lake bed, Robbie chases after a bloody Michelle. And that night, he hears his friends screaming in the distance. But then he hears Michelle singing and occasionally laughing. A bloody and seemingly dead Scott sits up and exits the tent. Ange, also covered in blood, doesn't want to be there anymore. And Robbie begins to recite a prayer. When he steps out of the tent, he finds himself in his bloody, weeping mother's house, repeating the prayer as he explores in the dark.
So this prayer specifically is in Catholicism what you say before you take communion. So this is the blood of Christ, the flesh of Christ. This is the
Transmutation? Transmogrification?
I know, I was going to say, you know what, that's...
Transubstantiation.
Yes, that's it. Yep.
I'm not Catholic.
That's okay.
I don't know.
And I went to Catholic school, and I still had I was like, wait, no, it's not transmogrification.
I thought transmogrification was something invented by Calvin and Hobbes.
Ah, yes, thank you.
And then realized that was an actual word. But
transubstantiation.
Yes.
Transubstantiation. The body and the blood. I think if you go to Catholic masses, it is actual wine. And
usually
and the cracker.
It's communion wafers and then wine.
Oh,
and
it's not actual human flesh?
No, sorry.
No, I was more going to, in Protestant churches, they don't typically have the wine. It's grape juice.
Boring.
So you're not getting drunk as like a second grader taking your first communion.
Yeah. That was the best part about being a little kid and getting communion is like
I'm doing the
I get to
wine.
have a little bit of wine.
Why not?
We should be able to have a little bit of wine at communion.
Supposedly, once the priest prays over them, they supposedly turn into blood and body.
Right.
It's
you
not
just
based
use
on
your imagination.
Cannibalism at all.
No.
Zombies and cannibalism. I'm sorry, I'm making it sound a lot cooler than it is.
That's why I like Catholicism. I mean, that's why I am who I am, I think.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Thanks, Catholicism.
Yeah, exactly. You did something right.
Yep.
Back out in the desert, Robbie approaches the flashing orb, only to find that it's a flashlight set to strobe. He encounters a strange boar-like creature that lets out an unearthly wailing sound to communicate with its mate, and gives Robbie a good sniff. He returns to the tent again, only to hear Ange get butchered. The wormy creatures wrap themselves around his limbs, then eventually retreat. Robbie begins to recite other prayers while Angie feels up her tits, covered in blood.
I thought she sort of was like inhabited by like a devil and she was fucking him.
Mm-hmm.
But I could be totally, I mean, you know, there's a lot of up to interpretations in this.
I did not see that, but I kind of love that. That makes this even fucking scarier, which is like pretty impressive because this movie is fucking terrifying.
It's really scary.
Yes. Robbie floats through the desert, finds the hatchet, and a low, demonic voice says, "Show them."
No!
There were no effects on that, by the way. That was just me doing that. Back into the red water, through the broken line of light, the portal, and into a beautiful constellation of tiny points of light in the darkness that seem to emit heavenly music. And then back out of the broken line of light and into the nighttime desert, where Robbie finds a gas mask and a sign indicating that this land was once government testing grounds.
So much like of Roswell, the nuclear, the Oppenheimer, or the Manhattan Project. All of a sudden, it's like do 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 do.
He sees his naked, hatchet-wielding counterpart and runs away at the sound of a creature. He then finds the severed and mutilated heads of all three of his companions up on wooden spikes.
So good. It's so good. It's so good.
He finds a shark tooth and uses it to cut off his cock and slice open his belly, stumbling away from the camera, holding his intestines.
I definitely, at this point, I was like, sir, you have come undone. You need to fix yourself. Walking around, guts all hanging out.
Before we move on, there are 3 short film companion pieces to this. One of them I have not watched yet. It is currently only available on Robbie's Patreon. And it is a French documentary filmmaker who comes to the desert, and I'm not sure if he like finds them or what happens, but I kind of want to sign up for his Patreon so I can watch it. But the other 2, which are both on the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray of the Outwaters, which I highly recommend grabbing. The first one is Card Zero, and that is a prequel. So these are the events leading up to Robbie getting everyone together for this music video. It largely focuses on his romantic relationship with a man named Julian that sadly comes undone. And I don't know how much of this was for the movie and how much of it was like a real life thing. Because like all the people in this movie are his friends and his mom.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is like micro or no budget filmmaking just done by people who love what they do. And I don't know anything about the background of this part of it, but it's very sweet and it's very sad to see these 2 guys be in love and then have it fall apart. It also shows him location scouting with Michelle, hanging out with Scott, and then it ends with him after their breakup, looking at himself in the bathroom mirror and getting a really bad nosebleed. And then there is file VL624, which, yes, is a reference to LV426 from Aliens. This has a bunch of stuff on it. So there's a bunch of extra footage from the desert of them like goofing off, doing music video stuff. There's a part where they are chasing after a tent, which is rolling over and over through the desert because of the wind. And I don't think that was supposed to happen.
Probably
I think
not.
that was a
Yeah.
blooper.
No one was an Eagle Scout. No one.
Yeah. I know. I'm like, guys, you need the extra, like, little
The tether, like right
things.
there. I can't
Yeah.
remember what they're called either off the top of my head, but
stakes. Stakes.
yes, the stakes. You need to put those stakes in first before you pop
Yeah,
that
you gotta
tent.
do it.
There are also these moments where it's just kind of this big, wide, slightly out of focus shot of the whole thing, and you hear a low voice say, "I am Canyon. Play with me.
No, thank you.
There's a moment where Michelle is like kind of modeling for the camera, and you can hear her mom whisper, "That's my girl. That's my baby daughter."
Nope.
There's a beautiful rainbow.
That's fine.
There's more of the creepy voice saying, "Watch me, decipher me, unravel me. I weep for you."
No, I'm leaving right now. That is what's going to happen.
Then it goes back to Robbie's nosebleed from the end of card 0. You see the broken line of light again, and then a series of objects from the desert appear on the floor of his bedroom. There's the animal skull that he picked up in the movie, the shark's tooth, which still has blood on it, a metal cross that looks handmade by like wrapped wire, and a compass. So just some little appendages for the movie.
Appendages?
That
No.
I was going to say
May, no.
that I think add a little bit more context and maybe a little bit more weight to things. And let's start with, what was your first experience with this movie? Because this was a first-time watch for both of you. Kate, what was your overall impression here?
So I have seen Tinsman Road. I saw it at a film festival in Philly last year, and I really enjoyed it. And unfortunately, I did not love this movie. I gave it a 2.5 on Letterboxd.
Whoa.
I know. I'm going to be the asshole. I felt like it threw too many things at the wall. I really wanted it to stick to really explore one part of the horror. I was really in it for the ground moving and the electric current. I was hoping it would go sort of have a little bit of like an Annihilation kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the big creature kind of feels like the boar creature.
Yeah.
And the little creatures being able to mimic the voices.
Right. I thought that there were some things that like undercut it. Like if it's like cosmic horror, I don't understand why the axe is the like killing tool, because it's a very like manual labor tool. I felt like the potential like government plot undercut it. Yeah, there are parts of it I liked, but it definitely also felt like a Punisher in a lot of ways. Like, I mean, whether I liked it or not, it's definitely like a punishing movie. It is really scary. And there are times when I think it's just like human beings are scared by like flashing lights and screaming. So it's like really hard not to be scared.
Yeah.
But I find that to sometimes be like, I totally understand a lot of it is like a budget trick. Like there's so many things you can't show because this is a micro budget movie. And I love the fact that like he's a micro budget director. I think that's so cool. But the like shaky the world's smallest flashlight for way too long made me crazy.
I love that because it makes it scarier because there's so much that you're not seeing.
Yeah.
That you are so deeply focused on the spot of that flashlight.
Yeah.
That I tense up even more. I find that very effective.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just like after a while you're like, okay, I think this could have been a really good like hour-long movie. But I think it was like too long, and I don't think I really got to know anything more than like Robbie's the director, his brother was there, there's a singer, and there's a diva from New Jersey.
The most amazing person, which I'll get to in a moment when I give them.
So, Caitlin, I'll go to you in a sec. Kate, I just want to say, I think of this as weirdly a bit of a companion piece to Twin Peaks: The Return.
Oh, see, that makes me so mad, May. I can't handle that.
but
I know
but
what
not
you're. I
actually-
know where you're
could see that.
going.
I could see that, yes.
I mean, you know, not
could-
necessarily companion piece, but the idea that like the folly of man testing nuclear weapons, whatever, rips open a hole
Right.
to somewhere that people should not go.
Not a good hole like you want.
Yeah,
Right.
not a fun hole. I mean,
No.
I hear that, but I do think that is. I mean, I think David Lynch is such a singular talent that like he made it. It's a hard one to go after again, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that somebody compared this to Skinamarink a little bit, and like on Letterboxd. I liked Skinamarink, but one of the things I didn't like was when the demon voice started talking.
Oh, see, that was like one of the most terrifying
Yeah, I
parts for
did
me.
not like that, because then it just I don't know. I don't like when things get too clear, I guess. Like, there's something about that. And like when they did the like show them, I was like, fuck this. I got so mad. I'm a very opinionated asshole, I guess.
No,
I don't
no,
know.
that's- hey, that's totally fine. Sometimes it's nice to have someone with like a pretty different opinion than you have
No,
to be
I
able
think
to
it's
talk through a
fun.
movie.
Also, see our previous episodes on Tusk and the one right before this one.
Yeah. Oh my
where
God,
they were very different.
I will
opinions.
never
Unfriended
watch
Dark Web.
Tusk. I just
Unfriended
cannot
Dark
do
Web.
it.
Wib. But listen to us talk about it because
Yeah, I'll listen to you guys talk about it, but I'm like, no, absolutely
you don't
not.
have to watch the movie. But we have wildly differing opinions.
Well, Caitlin, this was your first watch of this movie as well. What did you think?
When this movie came out and I was aware of it, I was actually in like Ireland and I wanted to watch this late at night. Well, I'm assuming it was a haunted manor. And then I went, no, now is not the time. This is not a movie for me to fall asleep to. Let me just say.
Yeah,
or
no.
watch before I fall asleep. I was like, I actually want to focus on this. And as someone who historically has some issues with found footage, shaky cam can make me nauseous. A lot of times when people are hanging out with their friends, I'm like, your friends are not as cool as my friends. I don't know why I'm watching this. Like, you're not as cool or interesting or funny as my friends are, so why? However, I fucking loved this. I was terrified. Even the parts before shit really hits the fan, again, I was just like, fucking camping in the desert. Camping, going in caves. All of that are things that I have been through. So for me, I was reacting hard to that. And then once we, go through the portal, I was just along for the ride. I was here going, there might be 10 things that are happening right now, but I don't really care about any of them because I am enjoying just the experience of this, the imagery, as had just been at Crypticon where our short film played, and this,
Congrats.
thank you, it was an official selection. Watching this, I was like, this is so fucking inspiring. This is so inspiring from just like a filmmaking standpoint, like what you can do, what you can't do necessarily, how they overcame what you can't do, and using that very, very, very small budget and limited resources. I got a little mad at one point because I had thought maybe for the next short, we would just repurpose some traditional music because then you don't have to pay anyone. And I went, oh my God, fine. Hail Satan, fine.
You can also always use my music, by the way.
Thank you.
Just let me know.
And part of it was with the traditional music, I got a little bit of like a Lankum in it, which I love from All You Need Is Death. And then you had told me more, and I went, I am 100% in this, which is an Irish traditional doom noise metal band. And holy fuck, are they incredible. This is totally an aside, but there is a karaoke version of Go Dig My Grave. And I've
Whoa.
absolutely done that. So,
Yeah, of course you have.
just all around, I had a really terrifying good time with this. Good, bad time.
Yeah.
It pinged a lot of the things that I find actually horrible. If you have ever been like at a Renaissance fair after it's closed on drugs, that's a lot what this is like.
That sounds terrible.
That's what I'm saying.
And speaking of terrible, if you saw yourself covered in blood and wielding a hatchet, what would you do?
Girl, you look so good. Look at you.
Honestly, yeah, I'd be like, hey, are you going to kill me or do you want to make out?
Right?
Yeah.
Like, we're looking so good right now, aren't we?
We are slaying, queen.
Like, oh my God, that's
Literally.
me.
I love that
Yes.
we just all had the same answer. Well, I guess it's time to move into our next section to discuss the film's context, faith, and chance.
I can't exist by myself because I'm afraid of myself, because I'm the maker of my own evil. Goodness is only some kind of reflection upon evil. That's all it is.
As a reminder, everyone, we said it at the end of last week. We forgot to say it at the beginning of this episode, but Amanda may have fallen through a portal. Hopefully she's surviving the weird skin snake things. She's actually at Carnegie Hall tonight for a show. And how did she get there? Practice. So, Caitlin, tell us, what was happening in movies at the time?
Oh, it's 2022 into 2023. We have a lot of like liminal spaces, fractured minds, kind of dream-like horror. When I started looking at this list, I was like, holy shit, 2022, what a banger you were. It's like,
Yeah, it's almost like a bunch of stuff happened when people
Isn't that
started
weird?
coming back out of isolation.
strange with that. We have a wounded fawn hatching from Finland. Hellraiser 2022. Hisuera, The Bone Woman, Mexico, Peru. Men, fuck that movie, but that was there.
Wait, you don't like that movie?
No, I have issues
talk
with
about
Alex
that, too.
Garland in general, so
Yes, no, I know
yeah,
that.
everyone should. But
yeah.
some of his movies are good and some of them are just pure garbage. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it is a very what the fuck is happening kind of
Yes, for
movie.
sure.
Nanny, Skinamarink being a big one. Smile, Swallowed, Talk to Me, Hypochondriac. And then we have like a lot of influencer horror as well. This was crazy to me when I was like, oh, Bodies, 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 Sissy, Influencer, the first one, Chad Gets the Axe, and Deadstream. These are some movies that we also talked about last week. Other major releases such as X, one of my favorites, Scream 5, Barbarian, Mathregan, Nope. Halloween Ends, however you feel about that. I thought it was just better than
Better than
Halloween
Kills.
Kills. That's awesome. Yep. The Blackening, Fresh, the original Speak No Evil from Denmark, Terrifier 2, another micro-budget movie, or smaller budget movie, and The Menu.
See our episode from Decadent December last year.
Yes, please. With Sarah Stubbs.
Yes, who will be joining us again later this year.
Damn Skippy. As we talked about, the pandemic and our long, dark national nightmare that will never end at this point. And there were a lot of particularly horror movies coming out that's either you are out getting away from everyone or you are trapped. You are trapped in a place. You cannot get out. There's just no getting around how much the COVID-19 pandemic really impacted film at this time, and people then becoming very inventive with making their own films as well. I think a lot about how, this is so dumb, but when television networks were canceling a ton of their live action, and they're like, we're all switching to animation. And I'm like, okay, first of all, it's not going to be that long. This is not going to be the end of culture. I mean, I'll always hear for more animation, but that people were shifting in a very, I feel like, short-term mindset as well. And I mean short-term versus like a few years to like a decade kind of thing, because it did feel like it went on forever. And, kind of still happening. Never really went away. And found footage fits in so well with that. And when we're talking about found footage, a little quick history. I don't know why I did not think of this before. Most of this is from a website, Wicked Horror, and then also Wikipedia. This has roots in the epistolary literary genre. Think Dracula or Frankenstein. Obviously,
it's Frankenstein.
Roll in the hair. Moving into, Carrie very famously as well. This is something that has been going on, obviously, since the 1800s. How exciting. There are some early examples in the 1960s. We have Shirley Clark's The Connection from 1961. This other film called Coming Apart, 1969. There's also an Orson Welles movie, but that was from 1970-something and wasn't released until this most current century that we're in. However, most people say that the beginning of the found footage genre in movies really has its roots in a movie we talked about last week, Cannibal Holocaust.
Also talked about it on Tenebrae when we were discussing video nasties.
We also talked about it on Tender Subject. Plug.
Sure did.
Right. And yeah, so when I say this movie is typically pointed as the sire of found footage.
I like that.
Yes. I know people are probably like, I know what a found footage is, Caitlin. However, I always find it interesting what people actually define things as versus, sometimes what
definition.
So found footage films typically employ one or more of 6 cinematic techniques: first-person perspective, pseudo-documentary, mockumentary, news footage, surveillance footage, or screen life. Dun, dun, dun. It's like our whole month of May is encompassing all of these.
It's true.
One for each. Nah. This is all according to an analysis of 500 found footage films conducted by Found Footage Critic, which I found.
Wow.
Love this. That was the cited source there.
Keeping it simple.
I like the idea of them being like, nope. And throwing it out the window.
This is not
if it doesn't fit
movie.
one of their criteria.
One of the things that is talked about in found footage, and I know listen to previous episode, but the suspension of disbelief is critical in these. You have to believe like these are the people you're watching. This is actually happening, or else your brain starts working against it, and you're like, no, I hate this, or I'm just not a fan. One thing that came up that I did find very interesting that does tie into last week's episode, there were purported Charles Manson murder videos out there as snuff films. Again, they never found these, thinking that someone from the murder cult said that this was a thing just like freak people out more or to make it more sensational. But the start, a lot of what I was reading just about found footage and, the believability, the movie Snuff came up right after the bit about Charles Manson. And again, then taking things into a documentary standpoint, like 1992's Man Bites Dog. See, 2 episodes ago, please. Excellent discussion we all had.
It's true.
I mean, I thought last episode we had excellent discussion too. It was just very different.
True.
And some big milestones in this, particularly in horror, because found footage, while it is used in other genres, horror is the main genre that this works within. So 1992's Man Bites Dog. Obviously, 1999's The Blair Witch Project was a pretty big fucking thing.
And I will always point to the bonus documentary that they made and showed on the Sci-Fi Channel that made the whole thing seem even more legitimate. And
I love that.
That movie came out in 1999. I was 12. And there was a part of me that thought it was real and wanted it to be real.
people.
I mean,
Just
adults thought it was real too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was a benefit. I mean, there's a benefit just sort of built into the time period that the web was new and the website was very exciting and people were sort of it was easier to believe these things. I think it's harder now.
Yeah. It was easier and it was more fun. There was something fun and exciting about oh my God, did this really happen?
Yeah.
The morbidity of that is very interesting because I'm on record many times saying I'm not into true crime. But there's something about a horror movie coming true that really freaks me out in a way that I feel allured toward.
Yeah, haunted media is very interesting in general, whether it's found footage or not. The idea of media, Paternoster, the album that makes you go crazy, that kind of stuff is very exciting.
I will come clean here and say I did not see the Blair Witch Project until 2020, 2021.
What did you think?
Well, I thought they were terrible, is what I thought. The people who...
The movie?
No. The characters within the movie. I thought they were terrible.
Okay.
I will say part of that was around this time. I was just I don't know if I can do the shaky cam and not be nauseous.
Yeah.
Was a huge part of it.
No, honestly, I used to love Blair Witch, and then rewatching it a few years ago, I was this is still good. This is still important. The end of that movie is still one of the most terrifying film endings I've ever seen. But
you're all making terrible choices.
For me, it's just there's too much shaky cam. It's unbearable. I said shaky cam and my phone fell.
And the cam shaked. I watched Blair Witch again a few years ago at the Salem Horror Fest at midnight.
Amazing.
And
that's a good way to do it.
It was great. It was really still very scary. I was this still does it for me.
And I think also not having that necessary connection to it in the 1999 when you've been 14, 15 when it came out to then 2020 where I'm I'm a full ass adult now.
Yeah.
And having so I didn't have full ass adult? Is that
No, we're laughing because you totally froze.
Yeah, I did.
And it digitally glitched and extended the word ass
for what sounded like forever. It was just I'm a full ass adult.
And before we get to the 2020s, obviously Paranormal Activity, fucking gigantic. What an explosion then of found footage. And I also included Cloverfield, even though I don't really like Cloverfield, but I know that was a big early found footage. Obviously, the internet, people being able to post 2007, but when you get into 2015, being able to just shoot things on your phone, these ideas of people are always watching, found footage.
Yeah.
A history.
And found footage is a genre that people tend to either love or hate. And the people who love it tend to either love or hate the movies that are found within the genre. This has a 75% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes out of 69 reviews. Nice. It has an abysmal 3.8 out of 10 on IMDb.
That feels rude like those donkeys.
And then on Letterboxd, it has a 2.3 out of 5 or a 4.6 out of 10. And
it's my fault.
I get that people don't necessarily vibe with this, but it makes me sad.
I mean, so I looked at all of my friends on Letterboxd, and I would say either people love it. Like, it was either like 4.5 or it was like 2 and lower. And it seems like it's truly just like a vibe. Like, I think this movie fucking whips, or like I just didn't connect with it, and it's interesting. And it's like people that I respect on both ends. So like it's interesting to talk about because it is like polarizing, but not like, oh, all the fucking idiots don't like it and all the cool, you know, like it seemed extremely polarizing on Letterboxd.
You already mentioned you like Tinsman Road. I love Tinsman Road. I gave that 4.5 stars. It made me cry real hard.
Yeah, it's a really sad movie and really scary too.
It's really scary, and it does this incredible thing where it deals with grief in a way that all those trauma porn horror movies of late do not. It deals with it in a very authentic way where it's not like trying to make a metaphor. It's not trying to be like the real monster is your trauma.
Right.
It's like
there's
scary
there's
shit
real
happening
grief.
while you are grieving.
Yeah.
You know, and I appreciate that.
I need to watch this. I have not seen it, so I am.
Robbie is still.
I think it's
touring
even
on
like
it,
a
I think.
lower budget film. Like it was like
That makes sense.
$0.
Yeah, it's him, his mom, two
Like
of his
some
childhood best
chicks.
friends, and like his footage of him and his cousin from when they were kids.
Yeah.
I was going to watch this be at the Seattle Film Festival this year, where I am going to miss fucking everything because I'm going to be in South Carolina starting like a couple hours after we finished recording.
Aw, boo.
Oh, yeah, no, boo.
Well, sometimes you got to make that money. And now we'll dig into the meat, the goo, the intestines, the severed cocks in a section we call Enough is a Myth.
I've done enough. Enough is a myth.
All right, Amanda's in that portal, so I am doing the questions today. Many stories utilize the time loop mechanic for the sake of comedy or sometimes convolution, but that does not seem to be the case here. Do you enjoy time travel and or time loop stories? How do you feel about its use in this film, and do you even see it as a time loop?
It's a time loop.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would agree.
I mean, you see, you start putting together the pieces like when you see him, particularly, I think the biggest one was like when you see the blurry figure that like you barely notice when they're kind of going into the desert and then later realize that's him in another sort of next door dimension. Maybe it's not like a simple loop, like it's not like Looper.
It's not a singular closed loop.
Right. Yeah.
Which also makes it scarier to me because that means you can't think your way out of it.
Right. You don't know where you're kind of going,
Right.
where it's going to take you next, because it's like not really in your control anymore.
Yeah. What do you think, Caitlin?
As I talked about last week, fatalism and you can't change what's about to happen sometimes makes me very, very uncomfortable. And I remember, speaking of time loop movies, 12 Monkeys fucked me up as a child.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I could not listen to It's a Wonderful World without like feeling sick to my stomach for ages. I sometimes enjoy time travel stories or time loop stories. They're not my favorite, so I don't necessarily like seek them out, but I'm not mad at them unless they start playing against their own rules and I'm like, fuck you, movie. I want you to live in the reality and the rules that you have set up for yourself. However, in this film, I thought it was very effective, both impactful.
Yeah, both.
Affecting and effective.
Yes. I wasn't anticipating this, so when I watched it, I was like, oh shit, no.
Yeah. And I think it's
Like, girl,
enhanced
you're
by
in
the fact
danger.
that Robbie is basically dealing with brain damage for the last 40 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
So you're not entirely sure.
and like
are you seeing yourself?
inflicted?
Right.
Right?
I technically self-inflicted.
Yeah.
But like we're seeing the camera. We're not seeing things from Robbie's point of view. So there's no chance for an unreliable narrator. And I find that really interesting too.
Okay, I have a question though. Who the fuck is holding the camera?
What do you mean?
Well, like,
Which Robbie?
why? Well, I guess
No, I
there's
see what
a
you're-
point. There's a point that I get to with this one where I'm like, how is the found footage still happening? Like, I know he's holding the camera, but it's like, why is he still holding the camera if he's brain damaged? Why didn't he put it down? I don't know. I mean, I know it is for the sake of the movie.
Well, no. I think diegetically speaking, it's because that's all he knows to do in this moment. He's brain damaged. He's terrified. All of his friends are dead.
His brain's raining.
This follows a lot of found footage rules that I do really like in that it doesn't feel edited. It just feels like camera on, camera off, camera on, camera off. And it's when important things are happening. So even though he's brain damaged, he's still like, no, I need to film what's happening to me so I can make sense of it later, maybe.
I could see that.
I definitely get annoyed sometimes with found footage when I'm like, okay, why are you filming?
Yeah, why are you
this?
still filming?
Right. But here it works for me.
Yeah.
And I feel like living in the now, like people just with their fucking phones out, just always, and filming whatever they are doing, where you're like, why? No one cares about that. Oh, like, no, stop. That I didn't actually have that question, just because now I feel like we're living at a time where people are like, you want to see everything I have to say, right? We'll see. We'll see.
The film's first half is essentially a hangout/road trip movie, and the second half is straight up horror. How do the two halves of the film balance for you? And do you think the found footage format works for what Robbie is trying to accomplish with this film?
I do wish that either Tinsman Road or this movie was not found footage, because I worry that like that's something he's using in place of something else. I mean, we'll see what the next movie is.
Yeah, his next movie, I believe, is in post-production or something. There's a letterboxed page for it, and it has a still for the banner.
Cool.
But I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it's going to be found footage.
Yeah. I didn't connect super well to the characters at the beginning. If this is intentional, I understand it. It does almost feel like a behind the scenes of like making a music video, but like almost that an ad would do. Like they would, like a brand, and like a little bit less personal. But like, and it's like, you know, the horror is coming, obviously. Like, you know, something is going to go horribly wrong, which I'm totally fine with. Like, you know, found footage, it's like set up from the very beginning. Like, obviously they disappear or like something happens to them, you know. But yeah, I think that the found footage as like a medium is fine. I could see it being not, and like being really interesting too, but like that's a totally different movie.
Right.
At least for me, I do find the first half could use a little editing. I don't necessarily need everything, though I love the musical aspect, so that's a big part. I think it's more the location scouting I wasn't so much interested in. But as I said earlier, or at least said to May, that a lot of times I'm like, I wouldn't hang out with any of these people. This movie I felt differently, at least with Ange. I was like, oh, Ange.
Oh, see, I would hang out with
you
all of them
in a heartbeat. I think Ange and Robbie, I would hang out with y'all in a heartbeat. It's Scott and Michelle. I don't actually know. I don't think we would be friends.
Yeah, that's fair. I do music with Michelle.
There you go. I think it's with found footage, that is something that's really difficult to do, where it's like making your characters interesting.
Yeah.
However, I do get what he is going for, because I know from interviews with him that he was like, well, if it was true found footage, there would be no narrative. Like, this is just before and after you yell cut kind of things. This is, if you are making a film, a music video, a short, things like that, there is a lot of in between there that you won't be keeping. You kind of want to get everything. So I think in that sense, it works very, very well. Again, kind of probably used just a bit shaved off of it because I wanted to get to the violence. And once that violence starts, I was like, I am in. I am so in with this. I don't want to watch people camp. I fucking hate camping. Let's go.
All right. And we touched on this a little bit earlier. The inclusion of the government testing sign implies that science is potentially to blame for what's happening, but it also seems like a portal to some kind of hell dimension exists within this part of the desert, whether it was always there or ripped open by whatever testing was being conducted. Do you believe that the supernatural can coexist with the scientific, and does this film give a good example of how to intertwine the two?
I guess yes and no. Like, I do think that the scientific existing with the supernatural is interesting. I hate when, I guess it's like an easy explanation. Like, I do not like when movies are like supposed to be horror and then at the end it's like, oh, it's because they were all poisoned. Like, and they're acting
it was
mad.
all a dream.
Yeah, or stuff like that. That
Fuck
makes
you.
me crazy.
Oh, I don't love that either, but I don't think that's what's happening.
Oh, no, I don't
here.
think so.
Okay.
No. But I do.
But I hate that, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I hate that. I don't think that's necessarily happening here. But I do want, I guess I would like him to lean in on one or the other, like a little harder.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
As a practicing witch, I think that the supernatural and the scientific 100% can go. As a witch atheist, I think that the supernatural and scientific absolutely can coexist together. There are things that, that that science cannot explain. And what are we doing? Like the other night, partner Brian came home. Brian was not in the room, and I literally heard someone come into bed next to me go, Caitlin. And I went, holy fuck, what is happening right now?
Yikes.
And why?
Wait, a ghost got in bed with you?
I like that you're just like, it was
I
like
know,
a
that was
Wednesday.
very
a couple days
casual.
ago.
Like, this doesn't happen to me regularly where I hear
How did
just
you
like,
not text us about that?
because it was late. It was really late for
It was
y'all.
so
It was like
late.
10 p.m.
I put my phone on Do Not Disturb when I go to sleep, so that way if anyone wants to text me anytime they can without worrying about waking me up.
You know, it's very funny. So do I. 10 p.m. That's the time. Yes, I had. There were things that
sounds terrifying.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely fucking terrifying. A lot of times it just takes me a moment, even though this is not the first time this kind of shit has happened to me. What I will say though is I do agree with Kate is that I wish that the idea that this could be government controlled was not necessarily introduced to this movie, because I like the more supernatural, like fucking falling through a hole. I do have an interest in the cosmos lights though, and seeing how if that is something that can exist in a cave, maybe even by itself, like weird lights and
Yeah, I don't know.
I know.
There is a commentary track on the movie, and I have not watched it yet.
Oh,
and
interesting.
If I had had time to watch it before this, I would have. But I have. This is my 4th podcast recording in 4 days.
Whoa, too many.
And then
Too
we're doing
many
Tender
pods.
Subject on Monday.
Yeah.
So I've.
Too many pods.
Well, I obviously think the supernatural and the scientific can coexist. I think there are certain things that can absolutely not be explained by science. And there are certain things that are so explainable by science that they don't qualify as supernatural. So there's an actual Venn diagram here. And I like that. I like living my life that way. And I don't know, just like I think the first half and the second half of the movie are pretty balanced. Oh, I didn't even talk about that. I didn't answer my own goddamn question. Well, I think the first half of the movie is very nice because I do like being around these people. And even if I wouldn't necessarily hang out with Michelle or Scott, I like that they're both creative people. I like that everyone is coming together for this beautiful thing, this beautiful piece of art that Michelle is doing. And I don't know. I think they're fun. I think they're a good time. And I think the insights you do get into them as characters before they all fucking die they're subtle, but they're nice. And I like that. Obviously, the second half of the movie is like a trip into hell. And it's fucking terrifying. And I think those balance each other out well. And it makes it even more exciting on a rewatch because you know you're going to get there and you know you're going to get a lot of it, even if you have to wait a while. And I feel the same way with the like scientific and supernatural aspects of this. Cosmic horror is something that's been around for a while. We've talked about it a bit. And I don't know, there's something so fucking terrifying to me about a dimension close enough to ours that something can pass between them.
It bleeds into the thin places.
Right. And it's like, this doesn't seem to be an active government testing landscape.
No,
it
I
seems
think
like they may have done something a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm okay with it, because we really don't know if it was because of government testing or just because this place is fucked up and it's a thin spot. And that uncertainty, it sits well with me because it adds to the horror of this.
And that's how you get the naked snakes.
Naked snakes, Robbie hanging dongs, and then severing dong. And speaking of severing dongs, let's play a game.
Hello. You don't know me, but I know you. I want to play a game.
Oh, sorry, that's Lisa Frankenstein.
Also,
I love that movie.
Bless up, Lisa. So, for our game today, it's going to be kind of similar to our game last week. Found footage. I feel like, obviously, 1999 is when it really started to be like, oh, we are doing this. But actually, 2007, I really think Paranormal Activity was kind of the big, we can make just a shit ton of money. I was showing some bullshit. Sorry, Paranormal Activity.
I hate the first Paranormal Activity.
I hated it. Okay.
I like 3 a lot. 3 is really good.
Maybe I should try 3 then, because the first one, I was just like, my cats make scarier noises. I don't know.
I couldn't deal with how much of an asshole Micah was.
Oh,
he's such a piece of
the
shit.
worst.
I just wanted him to die the whole time.
What I found really surprising, though, was for the most part, the years that had the most found footage movies were from 2010 to 2014. So what I am going to ask you both is, which years do you think from 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015 do you think had the most?
God, I
know a couple of the VHS movies came out during this time. I'm pretty sure.
I would just be making a completely random guess.
Oh, 100%. That's the best part about all of
So
this.
it
is really
are there
random.
like, which one, like, is there one that has the the most?
One
or
is
it
the
like
highest,
2?
yes.
Okay, one is the
so
highest.
we're highest to lowest until we get tired of doing this, and then you don't have to do it anymore.
No, 2010 through 2015.
Okay.
Every single year has had a found footage movie, and this is also like all of the found footages, at least according to Wikipedia. I felt like one or two may have been missing, but
I'm going to say, just for shits and giggles, 2012.
That's also
Number
what I was
one?
going
Oh,
to
interesting.
say. Yeah.
Do you want us to count down
let's
number
just
2?
do let's do number 2, number 3, and I'll tell you the rest.
What do you think for number 2? 2011?
Sure.
We're like ramping up.
Yeah, sure. And then maybe 2013?
Yeah.
Okay.
Highly scientific process. that we're
Yes,
doing right
100%.
here.
No, this is all just guessing. That's what's fun
Yes.
about the games. You have no fucking idea. I only know because I have a key next to me.
Yeah, I feel like with because we did this with Jalo, and it was like May and I felt like we knew exactly. We're like, oh, we can figure this out so easily because we know this genre and this era. But yeah, so now I'm like nothing.
Who
throwing darts?
I'm going to say number 4 is 2010, and then 2014 is 5, 2015 is 6.
Sure.
You said 2014 is number 5. Oops.
And 2015
Dollar
is
sign,
6.
dollar sign. All right. So we're not correct, but that's fine.
That's fine.
2014 is number 1 with 26 fucking movies. I probably should have done that in reverse, but 26 movies for 2014 found footage.
Holy shit.
Like, what are some of them like a movie that one person watched?
I think that, well, at least like there were like
possible.
2 Paranormal Activities that came out that year.
In 1 year?
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
there are a few of those. Yeah, 26 found footage movies.
Holy shit.
Yeah, 2013 was number 2, so very close with 20.
Okay.
I don't think that the found footage market is this large.
Right? Isn't it wild? 2015 with 19 movies.
Okay.
2012 with 17. 2010 with 15. And 2011 with 12.
Would
we didn't get any of those.
Would you do me a favor?
Yes.
Of like the number 1 year, will you name some of like just 5 of the most obscure ones?
Okay. Oh, most obscure ones.
Just so
That's
we can
great.
be like, or just like it doesn't even matter because I'm just like, how is that possible?
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. It's so
is
crazy.
Okay, so 2014.
Whatever.
Yes, that was the correct one.
Literally any of them that aren't paranormal
I would have
activity.
thought like 2020 would have been also, but the 2010s were rife. They were all over the place. So 2014, Devil's Due with Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette.
Which I still have not seen.
Devil's Due.
One called Mr. Jones by Carl Mueller.
Mr. Jones and me.
It's the behind the scenes, the making of Mr. Jones.
Yeah.
No, it's about Adam Duritz becoming a serial killer.
Yeah.
I've seen the Black Crows. Is that the Black Crows or is that the Counting Crows?
Counting Crows.
Fuck! Every time I can't. I know they're 2 completely different bands. I saw the Counting Crows
One's like
open for
bluesy.
the Who in 2001.
I saw the Counting Crows in 2002.
I cannot say that I have ever seen the Counting Crows.
That's okay.
I am going to say that maybe 2014 only had 25 because looking at this, which is still 5 more than the next year. But looking at this, The Den by Zachary Donahue is on twice on the list.
Oh,
twice.
Weird. Yeah, and The Den is basically, in my opinion, the inferior version of Unfriended Dark Web because it does a very similar thing, and I just don't think it's as good. But other people disagree with me.
Inner Demons?
Never heard of it.
Dave Green, yep. Into the Storm, Stephen Quayle,
Stephen Quayle.
I will say ones that we will probably recognize. VHS Viral.
Yeah.
Underrated. A lot of people think that's the worst one, and I think it's one of the best.
What We Do in the Shadows.
Yes.
2014. This was not the year that there were 2 Paranormal Activities. Oh, The Sacrament. Ty West's The Sacrament.
Still haven't seen that.
I mean, I do enjoy it a lot. It is cult. It is absolutely fucking Jonestown.
Yeah.
Like, it is 100%. The guy who is the lead is not John Goodman, though he is
looks
giving
like John Goodman.
a lot of John Goodman. But we have, like, As Above, So Below.
I love that
The
movie.
Possession of Michael King. The Hunted. The Houses October Built. Gore, Quebec.
Gore, Quebec.
Yes.
Gore, Quebec.
Gore, Quebec.
The Taking of Deborah Logan is also a very big plus. I fucking love that movie. Holy shit.
That movie is great. It breaks a lot of found footage rules, but I still like it.
I just remembered that not all found footage is horror.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I know most of it is.
But like you said earlier, Caitlin, I do think that found footage lends itself to the horror genre the best because you're not usually trying to like obfuscate things or lead up to a twist or a burst of violence or something in like a comedy or a drama necessarily. And speaking of genres, let's categorize this thing. Kate, we already got our answer from you earlier.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. This is hardcore punishment.
Yeah, and like I love this movie, and it is definitely a punisher. I mean, it's punishing because it's scary. The things that the characters in this movie, and especially Robbie, go through are very frightening.
Yeah.
I don't want to say always that like really complicated movies, what is going on, I need to process this, are punishers. I just find that usually, typically, a lot of the time, being in a space where you cannot tell what is reality and what is fiction lends to a punishing experience for you as the characters or you as the viewers. Just like, I don't know, and I don't feel comfortable living in this, shaky reality situation.
Yeah. Well, do we have any final thoughts before we wrap up?
I was going to say I did have one, and then I completely forgot it, so no.
Well, I'm just going to plug the soundtrack again. It's available on vinyl.
Good.
It is really good. A lot of it is people involved in the film. Robbie wrote a few of the songs. There is one specifically that is performed by him, and it is so goddamn sexy.
Robbie, you have
and
a
it's
beautiful
hilarious.
Voice.
Oh my
Beautiful
God.
voice.
Seriously, Robbie, you have
Holy
a beautiful
shit.
voice.
I was like, yeah, sing that song, you bitch. Like, that's amazing.
I genuinely hope he listens to this because I really love this movie. I really appreciate this movie and what Robbie does. And I'm very glad there are filmmakers like him working right now.
Yeah,
because I think it's really important to make art with your friends.
I say that even as someone who didn't love this movie.
Yeah.
Like swing big. Even if it doesn't work for everyone, it's awesome that there are people making micro budget films.
Yeah, and you're also, you're in no way trashing him as a filmmaker. You already said you liked Tinsman
I
Road.
did,
so, I'm so glad that we got to talk about this with you.
Yeah.
And I think that means we should tie a nice little penis bow.
I was gonna
wrap
say.
up with what awaits us next time.
Don't you see? He's got us now. Okay, this is exactly what he wants. We can't go to the police, not now. He's made sure of that. He's just out there and he's watching us and waiting. What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
I guess a tourniquet.
I was going to say, put that tourniquet on that penis and let's wrap it up.
So that brings us to the end of our episode. Thanks so much for joining us on this journey, fellow travelers. If you like what you hear, please leave us a rating and review wherever you can, because it helps more people find the show and it makes us all tingly inside. Oh. You can find us on Instagram at Pleasers and Punishers and on Blue Sky at Pleasers Punishers. You can also email us at pleaserspunisherspodcast@gmail.com. You can find me on Blue Sky and Letterboxd at Everson Poe. You can find my music on Ampwall, Bandcamp, and streaming services as Everson Poe. And you can hear me podcasting on Slayerfest 98 and Tender Subject along with Kayte. And Kayte, where else can people find you?
Mm-hmm. You can find me on things as either Kayte T, or if you're looking for Tender Subject, just search it. I like to mix it up and have all of my handles be a little different just for fun.
You're enigmatic.
Yes.
You're hard to pinpoint.
It's true. Oh, I'm such a manic pixie. But I've been making a lot of ADHD. I've been making a lot of art this year, so follow me on Instagram at Kayte T, Kayte. And Fangs for the Memories is wrapping up. We've got a few more episodes to follow along to, and then we have a new podcast coming out, and I'm not going to say what it is yet, but it's very exciting, and it's really different. Totally not horror or nerd, yes, nerdy, but it's different, and I'm excited about it.
We got the inside scoop, and
yeah,
and we're not telling you either.
Excited about it.
It has a really funny name,
Very
and you
excited.
can't wait to hear it.
It's true.
It's true.
And Caitlin, where can you be found?
I can be found at Caitlin of the North on Threads and Instagram, and Cat of the North on Letterboxd. I am also found guesting every once in a while at People Into the Scares' Buffy Watch Along on their Patreon.
Excellent. And for next week's episode, we'll be closing out Multimedia Month and talking Gonjiam Haunted Asylum with another very special guest. I am so excited for this. This is another one of my favorite found footage movies. I'm really mad because I ordered it on 4K along with a pre-order of several things, so I won't actually have it on disc until the end of May. But thankfully, it's still streaming, and I get to watch it for, I think, the 5th time.
Oh, I'm going to say I'm pretty sure that this movie is going to be like, oh, this is the kind of found footage where I'm like, oh my God. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's going to scare the pants off you.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah. Also, I realized I never talked about my experience with the Outwaters earlier in the episode, so... You know, right here at the end, I'll just say, this was my third watch. I think it's fucking great. I own it on Blu-ray. Buy the Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome. There's good special features on there, and it's important to support boutique Blu-ray labels and independent filmmakers. Anyway, until we venture to Korea and investigate a haunted asylum next week, do some aftercare, clean your toys, set healthy boundaries, and...
If you're going to cut your dick off in the desert, at least bring some antibiotic cream in your DOP kit.
Hush-a-bye, don't you cry. Go to sleepy little baby. Go to sleepy little baby.